Soybeans are one of the most versatile and valuable crops in the United States, playing a crucial role in both the domestic and global agricultural landscape. As one of the top crops grown in the U.S., soybeans are essential not only for food production, but also for livestock feed, industrial applications, and biofuels. The U.S. is the world's largest producer of soybeans, with farmers growing millions of acres annually. In fact, soybeans represent a multi-billion-dollar industry, supporting not only farmers, but also a wide range of businesses involved in processing, transportation, and distribution. The beans are rich in protein, making them a key ingredient in both human and animal diets. Soybean oil is one of the most commonly used cooking oils, and soy-based products like tofu and soy milk have become staple items in plant-based diets. On the global stage, the demand for soybeans continues to rise, driven by their diverse uses. Soybeans are a key ingredient in animal feed, especially for poultry and livestock industries, providing a cost-effective and high-protein alternative to other feed sources. Beyond food and animal feed, soybeans are also increasingly sought after for their role in biofuels. Soybean oil is commonly used in biodiesel production, offering a renewable energy source that supports sustainability efforts worldwide. With global consumption growing, U.S. soybean farmers are playing a vital role in meeting this ever-increasing demand. Like and subscribe for more insights into the fascinating world of farming, sustainable agriculture, and the delicious journey of growing kiwi fruits in New Zealand. Soybean cultivation in the U.S. began in the early 19th century, though the crop was initially grown more for its nitrogen-fixing properties than as a food source. Soybeans were introduced to the U.S. by Asian immigrants, and while the crop was initially met with skepticism, it gradually gained acceptance as farmers began to recognize its value for improving soil health and enhancing crop yields in rotation with other crops like corn and wheat. Over time, advancements in agricultural technology and practices began to transform soybean farming into a commercial powerhouse. In the 20th century, as farmers embraced new technologies such as mechanized planting and harvesting equipment, along with the development of high-yield varieties, soybean farming became increasingly efficient. The introduction of genetically modified (GM) soybeans in the 1990s revolutionized the industry by improving resistance to pests, diseases, and herbicides, while also enhancing yields. These innovations have enabled U.S. farmers to meet the growing global demand for soybeans, positioning the U.S. as a leading supplier of soybeans for export. Choosing the right soybean variety is a critical decision for farmers, as it depends on a variety of factors, including climate, soil conditions, and intended use. There are several types of soybeans, each tailored to specific needs. For example, food-grade soybeans, often used for tofu, soy milk, and other soy-based products, require higher quality standards to meet consumer demands. These varieties tend to have a smoother texture and higher protein content, which is essential for their use in the food industry. On the other hand, oil-grade soybeans are primarily grown for their oil content, which is extracted to produce soybean oil for cooking, biodiesel, and industrial products. These soybeans are often selected for their higher oil content and larger seed size. For farmers focused on livestock feed-grade soybeans are typically chosen for their protein-rich composition, which makes them a cost-effective and high-nutrient option for animal diets. Climate and soil play a major role in determining which soybean variety will thrive in a given region. For example, certain varieties are better suited to cooler climates, while others are more drought-resistant and perform well in warmer, drier regions. Farmers must carefully assess their local environment, as well as market demands, to select the variety that will provide the highest yield and most profitability. Soil health is paramount for the successful cultivation of soybeans, as it directly affects seed germination, plant growth, and overall yield. Healthy soil provides the necessary nutrients, structure, and drainage that soybeans need to thrive. Before planting, farmers typically begin by testing their soil to understand its pH, nutrient levels, and texture. Soil testing is essential for determining any deficiencies or imbalances that could hinder crop growth. Soybeans prefer slightly acidic soil with a pH level between 6.0 and 6.8, and if the soil is too acidic or alkaline, farmers will amend it with lime or sulfur to bring it within the optimal range. Fertilization is another critical component of soil preparation. Farmers often apply fertilizers containing essential nutrients such as nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, which are crucial for healthy soybean growth. Nitrogen is particularly important as it supports strong root development and overall plant vitality. However, soybeans are also capable of fixing their own nitrogen through a symbiotic relationship with soil bacteria, which is why farmers may reduce or eliminate the need for synthetic nitrogen fertilizers. Additionally, organic matter, like compost or manure, is often added to improve soil structure and enhance water retention. By ensuring that the soil is in the best possible condition, farmers set the foundation for a productive soybean crop. Timing is one of the most critical aspects of soybean planting. Farmers generally plant soybeans in the spring, once the soil temperature reaches around 55 degrees to 60 degrees, 13 degrees to 15 degrees, as this encourages optimal seed germination. Planting too early or too late can expose the seeds to frost or unfavorable weather conditions, which can stunt growth or lead to poor yields. The ideal planting window typically lasts from late April to early June, depending on regional climates. Modern soybean farming relies heavily on advanced machinery to plant seeds efficiently and accurately. Seeders and planters are the primary tools used, which can be equipped with GPS systems for precise placement. These machines ensure that seeds are planted at the proper depth and spacing to maximize growth potential. Soybean seeds are generally planted 1.5 inches deep in the soil, allowing them to have enough contact with moisture for germination while avoiding being buried too deep, which can hinder sprouting. Proper spacing between seeds, typically 1 to 2 inches apart, helps avoid overcrowding and ensures that each plant has access to the nutrients and sunlight it needs to grow. The soybean growth cycle is divided into several key stages, each of which is vital for producing a healthy, high-yielding crop. The first stage is germination, where the seed absorbs water and begins to sprout. This stage typically takes around 5 to 10 days, depending on soil conditions and temperature. Following germination, the plant enters the vegetative stage, where the stem, leaves, and roots begin to develop. During this phase, the plant focuses on establishing a solid root system, which will later support the pod development stage. As the growing season progresses, the plant enters the flowering stage, usually occurring 40 to 60 days after planting. Soybean plants produce small, purple or white flowers that are essential for reproduction. The timing of flowering is crucial, as it determines the number of pods that the plant will produce. The next stage is pod development, where the flowers transform into pods that contain the seeds. This is when the soybean plant reaches its full potential for yield, with the pods swelling and maturing over the final weeks before harvest. Several factors influence the growth and success of the soybean plant. Temperature is a key factor, with soybeans thriving in warm weather, especially during the flowering and pod development stages. Rainfall is another critical element. While soybeans are relatively drought-tolerant, consistent moisture is essential during the vegetative and pod development stages to ensure that the plant doesn't suffer from stress. Pests and diseases such as aphids, soybean rust, and root rot can also negatively impact growth. Farmers must monitor their crops carefully and apply pest control measures, including pesticides or organic solutions, to mitigate these risks and protect their investment. Soybeans face a range of pests and diseases that can severely impact their growth and yield. Common pests include aphids, which feed on plant sap, weakening the plant and potentially spreading viruses, and soybean cyst nematodes, which attack the plant roots, stunting growth and reducing yields. Other pests, such as Japanese beetles and cutworms, also pose significant threats to soybean crops. To manage these pests, farmers often rely on a combination of chemical treatments, biological controls, and integrated pest management, IPM practices. Pesticides are frequently used to control insect populations, but farmers are becoming more selective in their pesticide use to minimize environmental impact and reduce resistance. Additionally, biological controls, such as introducing natural predators like ladybugs or beneficial nematodes, are gaining popularity as more sustainable alternatives. Diseases like soybean rust, white mold, and Phytophthora root rot also threaten the crop, often requiring fungicide treatments or careful crop management practices to reduce the risk of infection. Crop rotation plays a crucial role in preventing disease buildup in the soil, as it disrupts the life cycles of many soil-borne pathogens. By alternating soybeans with other crops, such as corn or wheat, farmers reduce the chances of diseases becoming entrenched in the soil. Regular scouting for pests and diseases is essential for early detection and effective control, helping to minimize damage and protect overall yield. Weed management is equally important for maintaining healthy soybean crops. Weeds compete with soybeans for vital resources like nutrients, water, and sunlight, and can significantly reduce yields if left unchecked. Farmers employ a range of strategies to manage weeds, including herbicide application, which is one of the most common methods. Herbicides are used to kill or control weeds without harming the soybean plants, and they can be applied pre-emergence, before the weeds sprout, or post-emergence, after the weeds have grown. However, over-reliance on herbicides can lead to resistance, so farmers are increasingly using mechanical methods, such as hoeing, cultivating, or using weed-wicking equipment to physically remove weeds. Some farmers also use cover crops like rye or clover to suppress weed growth by outcompeting them for resources. Water is essential for soybean growth, and managing irrigation effectively is a critical part of the farming process. While soybeans are relatively drought-tolerant, they still require adequate moisture, particularly during the vegetative and pod development stages. In areas with unpredictable rainfall, irrigation systems help ensure that soybeans receive the consistent water they need. The most common irrigation methods used for soybeans are center pivot irrigation and drip irrigation. Center pivot irrigation involves a large rotating arm that sprays water over a circular area, providing even coverage for large fields. This method is widely used in areas where water is readily available and can cover expansive fields efficiently. On the other hand, drip irrigation, though less common for soybeans, delivers water directly to the base of each plant through a network of tubes and emitters. This method is highly water efficient, making it ideal for regions with limited water resources. Farmers in areas with low water availability face particular challenges, as insufficient water can stress soybean plants, reducing their ability to photosynthesize and produce pods. Drought conditions can lead to lower yields and lower quality soybeans. In such regions, water conservation practices like rainwater harvesting, soil moisture monitoring, and the use of drought-resistant seed varieties are becoming increasingly important. Additionally, advancements in irrigation technology, such as precision irrigation systems, allow farmers to apply water more efficiently, reducing waste and conserving valuable resources. Timing the harvest of soybeans is crucial for ensuring the best possible yield and quality. Soybeans are typically harvested when the pods have turned yellow and the beans inside are firm, but not yet overripe. Harvesting too early or too late can result in lower yields or poorer quality beans. Farmers must monitor the crop closely, checking for optimal moisture levels to ensure that the beans are fully mature but not overly dry. Early harvesting can result in underdeveloped beans, while late harvesting can cause beans to crack or be susceptible to mold or pest damage. Once the soybeans are ready for harvest, combines are used to mechanically harvest the crop. The combine is a highly efficient machine that cuts the soybeans, separates the beans from the pods, and cleans the beans before they are stored. Modern combines are equipped with GPS and yield monitoring technology, allowing farmers to track the efficiency of their harvest and ensure that all areas of the field are harvested uniformly. These machines can handle large areas quickly, making the harvest process much faster and more efficient than manual methods. After harvesting, the soybeans are typically sent to storage bins, where they are further dried and prepared for sale or processing. The use of combines and other harvesting machinery has significantly reduced labor costs and increased the efficiency of soybean farming, allowing farmers to maximize their production. After harvesting, soybeans undergo several critical steps to ensure they maintain their quality and are ready for processing or storage. The first step is cleaning, where soybeans are removed from debris, dirt, and plant material. This is usually done using specialized machinery that separates the soybeans from any foreign matter. Clean beans are then dried to reduce moisture content, which is essential for preventing spoilage and mold growth. Typically, soybeans are dried to about 13 to 15% moisture content, which ensures they can be stored safely for long periods without risk of deterioration. Proper storage is equally important to maintain soybean quality. Soybeans are typically stored in large bins or silos, often in temperature-controlled environments, to minimize the risk of spoilage or pest infestation. Farmers use grain dryers and aeration systems to regulate temperature and airflow, ensuring the beans remain in optimal condition until they are ready for processing. Effective post-harvest handling helps prevent damage, preserves the nutritional value of the beans, and ensures that the soybeans can be sold or processed at the highest possible quality. Once soybeans are harvested, cleaned, dried, and stored, they are sent for processing to turn them into various products that are used globally. One of the most common products made from soybeans is soybean oil, which is extracted from the beans by a process called solvent extraction. In this process, soybeans are crushed to release their oil, which is then refined to remove impurities. Soybean oil is widely used in cooking, food processing, and as an ingredient in biodiesel production due to its versatility and relatively low cost. Soybeans are also processed into tofu and soy milk, two popular products in plant-based diets. The process begins with soaking the soybeans, followed by grinding them to make soy milk. To make tofu, the soy milk is coagulated with a natural curdling agent, such as magnesium chloride or calcium sulfate, and then pressed into blocks. Soybean meal, a byproduct of oil extraction, is also used as high-protein animal feed. The industrial processes involved in these products are highly efficient and require precise control of temperature, pressure, and time to ensure the final product is of high quality and safe for consumption. U.S. soybean farming plays a significant role in the global market. The United States is one of the largest producers and exporters of soybeans, with billions of bushels of soybeans being sold worldwide each year. U.S. soybeans are vital in feeding people and animals, powering biofuels, and providing ingredients for various food and industrial products. Countries in Asia, Europe, and Latin America rely heavily on American soybeans, making them an integral part of global trade and food security. Looking to the future, sustainability is a major focus for the soybean farming industry. Farmers are increasingly adopting practices that improve soil health, reduce environmental impact, and increase efficiency in both production and processing. With advances in technology, such as precision agriculture, more sustainable farming methods are being developed to meet the growing global demand for soybeans. The continued success of U.S. soybean farming will depend on its ability to balance productivity with sustainability, ensuring that this vital crop remains a cornerstone of both the U.S. and global agricultural economies. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights into agriculture, farming, and the global food industry. Thanks for watching.